your cups down, it's time to turn up. Family eat it all time, hard times don't last, but soldiers do. Let's turn this bitch up, Sam Chapo.
I'm in the trap and they say that I make it hot. When I got bags, I ain't talking about safe, but like gotta stay low when you serving that fatty wop. Watch for the snakes, gotta watch for the petty cop. You should stop flexing and showing that petty knot. Boy, I know you sick, I'm fucking your baby mom. Hey, but you can have her back real quick. I just need it for a stove real quick. I get that guap when they shopping, I dip. You kiss that hoe, she got dick on her breath. Free all my gang, cause it ain't a few left. I'm cooking up dope while my bro on the press. Back in the kitchen like I was a chef. We playing hockey, got place on the meth. Sipping codeine, know it's bad for my health. Don't slip on my drip, fuck around and get wet. Don't slip on the mop, fuck around and get stretched. Get wet, don't slip on the mop, fuck around and get stretched. Okay.
All right. What's good, man? It's time for that, man.
You know what it is?
Y'all once again, man, with my boy Paint, man, the Paint man. We got a special guest, man. We gonna let him introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into this day.
What's up, goody, man? Soul City, Dip Universe, man. Dipset family, Silverhawks all day.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Hey, man. How y'all doing, man?
And we good. Just appreciating this time you taking out to sit down with us, man, and go over some things you got going on, man. We want to get it out there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's always new people to discover things they might not be hip to. So, you know what I mean? We want to make sure anything, especially something coming up out my state, I want to make sure, nigga, if they don't know about it, they know about it today.
Right. I appreciate y'all for the opportunity, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's all love, dog.
You know what I mean? So tell them a little bit about yourself, you know what I mean? Like what you got going on and what you know.
Well, everybody know me as Soul City, man. Like I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I started off, you know what I'm saying? I'm really a recording artist, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of family shit with the Dipset family, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't familiar with Dipset, you already know Jim Jones, Cameron, Jewels, you know what I'm saying? Them big bros, Freaky, you know what I'm saying? I've been on the music scene for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just grinding out. But the last thing I did that was going on before COVID really hit heavy, the Purple Haze tour was going on. So, you know what I'm saying? We was with Cam and them on that, and then all that happened. So then they shut everything else down, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody went back to, you know, the lives that they know for a minute. In the midst of that, you know what I'm saying? In the midst of my career, you know what I'm saying? I picked up this little acting thing, you know what I'm saying? And then it started to, you know what I'm saying, take off on some other type of, you know, madness. So that's what I'm doing now.
That's all nigga doing to Bo Jackson.
Word.
Yeah. That's what
How many movies you done been in so far, bro?
Not counting the independents, I done been like in like five like major joints. Like the latest joint that I'm in is Judas and the Black Messiah. It just came out 2 days ago. So
and this is on what?
It's out in theaters. It's on HBO Max right now.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
I gotta write all this down.
Send me the thing to it. I gotta check that out tonight.
Bro, it's one of them.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
We need shit like that though.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time and like for real, like shout out to Marco, shout out to Brian, Red Zone Pictures, shout out to Warner Brothers as a whole, man. Like it was a lot of love. Like I you know, I've been dealing with Warner Brothers movies for a minute. Like I was in White Boy Rick too. So it's like
the documentary thing.
Huh?
The movie White Boy Rick?
Yeah, I was in the movie White Boy Rick.
Damn, I done watched that a couple times. I had to go back and watch that.
Damn. Okay, then. You been grinding, dog.
Yeah, man. And I just got, I got my own company too, film-wise. So I just got a distribution deal with UCult. So, You know what I'm saying? And they down there in Atlanta and all that, taking over the game, and you know, Atlanta, Detroit based. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we getting it popping. It's a movie that just came out also that I'm in. It's called DNA. It's on all the streaming platforms. DNA 2 Bloodline.
DNA Bloodline. I want to say.
Then I seen one Bloodline, but this ain't
That's
the
the
same
one with
Bloodline.
the. I think that's with the brothers. Like
yeah.
Yeah, this movie called old. This movie called DNA 2 Bloodline, but you know it's a part 1 to it, but I'm in part 2. So you know
this might be the part 2 to that. That what we talking about, I think. If it's the same movie.
Yeah, these brothers had braids in that movie.
In the movie, like one was like one like a cop or some shit.
Yeah.
No, that's another one. That's another one.
You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's another one. So this DNA is from my homeboys at Triple D Productions, and shout out to my homeboy Dana and my homeboy Orlando Da Vinci, man, because they do a lot of big film things, you know what I'm saying, in Cleveland, Ohio also, you know what I'm saying, that expand to the masses, and they behind DNA and DNA Bloodline. So, and them just dropped. So if y'all got like Tubi, Amazon Prime, all them joints, y'all can go, and right now it's like the biggest streamed movie on Tubi, because they just released the numbers on that, but it's the biggest streamed movie since, you know, we dropped down on that.
So what made you want to get into acting, bro?
I didn't, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to being in front of the camera musically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got a dear friend of mine, and she's a award-winning playwright, and she had reached out. Her name is Melanie Yarbrough. She had she reached out to me and was like, "Yo, I got something for you that I think you really would be good in." You know what I'm saying? Right. So. And she like, I want you to, you know, act. She like, I want you to act for me. And I'm like, man, look, I'm from the street. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't really be with that shit. But she like, yo, I really need you to really put that shit to the side. And I really need you to come. So, you know, I took a chance. Yeah. I took a chance and I went.
Yeah.
And when, you know, when I went, I thought it was for film. She didn't tell me it was for stage plays like theater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I got there and I did the audition, I actually auditioned and I ended up getting 2 parts for 2 different characters in my very first stage play. So
damn.
Yeah. So from then it took off, and she started to mentor me real heavy. And you know, I started doing a lot of acting stuff. So I went from the stage to screen.
Right.
And I learned a lot when it comes to actors and actresses that come from a theater situation versus the ones that just jumped on camera on the film side. You know what I mean? It's when in theater, you can't say cut that and do it again. You got to be thorough. You feel what I'm saying? So with this woman, I did a lot of work with, you know what I'm saying? We didn't end up going on tour, doing plays. You know what I'm saying? So I actually got my weight up and my skills up being mentored by this woman. And then that started pulling me into, you know, film. A lot of film stuff. You know what I mean?
You digging that more than the music, or what you playing tug of war with it? How you feeling?
See, I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm 36. And how we, you know, I was signed majorly when I was like 14, 15. So I had been drug around the game. I've been drug around the game a certain type of way. And I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't done cool. You know what I'm saying? A certain type of way, because I didn't know the business back then. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, once I started going into being independent and, you know what I'm saying, learning the game a certain type of way and dealing with who I dealt with, then once I switched into movies, I'm like, look, we got a life musically. If you ain't got to a certain point, which I'm not hurting from where I've been musically, because I'm good and I done made a lot of money off of music. You know what I mean? And still do. But it's Morgan Freeman is 2,000 years old. There's not a life in music. You feel what I mean? In movies. You feel what I'm saying? You can be, no matter what age you is, it's endless in movies. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me try my niche on that. And then I can go ahead and still pull my music situation in. And that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean?
That's hard. Yeah.
Because you can make even with me starting my own film company, you know what I mean? that helped me too. But once I got this deal situation with my film company, I say, okay, so we gonna really get busy. So while I'm trying to push the major situation with what I'm doing in these Warner Brothers films, I need to try to build up my company in the same sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's raw. That's hard.
Now with the Dip, is they still moving like how Dipset used to move? Like still like a unit. They ain't all, you know, years back with the in the public eye, kind of looked like they was everybody just had their own squad. You know what I mean?
You know what? This the thing. When you start something that's bigger than itself, then and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of cats that's in Dipset that don't do music at all. You feel what I'm saying?
No doubt,
and
no doubt.
it's so many people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homie Sugar Duggar. Shout out to my homie Job Banger. Shout out to DJ Mo Sticky. You know what I'm saying? I can go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, just shout out my peoples. And, you know what I'm saying? It's more people to that. And you know, I looked at Cam like the Stan Lee of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So he had created a situation that got bigger than itself, but the Dips still move how they move. You know what I'm saying? If you really pay attention, Cam still do what he do. Jimmy do what he do. They do shit. Joel's just got out of jail. So
they
you know
just dropped some hard shit too, bro.
Dipset a brand. It's a movement that won't disappear like how G Unit did and all them other movements.
It's solidified,
man. Like Cam stapled it. You got niggas like Jim still out there carrying, like he carried it to me.
Jimmy,
public eye more than Cam do. You know what I mean?
Because Jimmy tightened himself up a certain type of way where Jimmy got a crazy run, and Jimmy got a crazy run that he can go to for a while. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Cam is a living legend walking.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't take that from him.
It's always good. It's always good when, you know what I'm saying, when I get back with the big homies and be around the big homies, because I remember at a point where I was like a fan and I wasn't even around them cats doing, you know what I'm saying, the thing that they doing. Yeah. But now, you know what I'm saying, Dipset, like I said, the Dipset situation then became so big. Now it's like a universal. That's why we shout the Dip universe. Like I got my own squad now. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we moving crazy. So you will start seeing our brand come up from around that situation too. You feel what I'm saying? But
no doubt.
This film is fresh right now. This film stuff is fresh right now.
Yeah.
Now you gotta name them movies. The Judas one, I got that in my.
Yeah, I gotta get my. I'm gonna get my tablet right now so I can write these movies down.
The other ones you was talking about? You said the what was that first one again? The Judas what? The Judas what?
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Right now. That's out right now in theaters, or you can download HBO Max. You know what I'm saying? Pay for your subscription to HBO Max. That's the newest movie that's out.
Yeah. Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, I gotta watch I gotta watch that.
It's definitely true story about Fred Hampton from the Chicago Black Panthers. I did a lot on that film, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like
so you one of the like main stars then?
I am not. Okay, so look, this is the thing. I got a featured role. So, you know what I'm saying? I have actually no lines in this movie, but I actually am in this movie on both sides. So I'm on the production side of this film. I'm actually in this film. I did a lot of stand-ins for Lakeith Stansfield all throughout this movie.
Yeah.
I worked hard on this movie. Man. When you first see the movie, when I'm one of the first things you see when the movie start.
Yeah. So can you kind of like tell us like the role you play without telling us the movie? You know what I mean?
Okay, so at first, so now that the movie is out, I can tell some shit. So at first it was like a legal situation because the gang that I was in was the Black P Stones, and how they was telling the story, you know, the real Black P Stones gang tried to basically, you know, try to extort Warner Brothers, you know what I'm saying, for using their likeness. So
you say Black Peace Stones, you saying the Chicago-based Black Peace.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because that's where this story take place at. It take place in Chicago. So you know, the Peace Stones is still a functioning situation. So what they try to do is try to take Warner Brothers to court. And so Warner Brothers like, yo, you ain't gonna be able to, you're not about to take us to court. We'll just switch the name. Easy. So they end up switching the name of the gang to the Crowns. So we end up doing that. And I play one of what's called a core Peace Stone member. So it was around some of the main characters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My thing was I need camera time. I need facial camera time because this is what a lot of producers, even if you're not running lines, your whole presence on camera, other producers from other movies will go and look at those movies and say, I like his look, I like him. Let's see what he can do. I like his look for this. He might be good for this. Now, and this where you get other situations like that too. You know what I mean? But like I said, I was a production assistant for this movie on the behind the scenes side when it came to the production of the movie too. So I done kicked it with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., Lady of Rage was on there, Ryan Coogler, who did the Black Panther for Marvel. These are cool guys. I spent a long time with these guys shooting this
Lady
movie.
of Rage in this movie?
Of course.
Okay. Legendary.
Rage is just as crazy as she is. I love her, man. She's just as crazy as she is on camera. That's how Rage is in real life. I love her. I love her to death, man.
Yeah, man. This sounds like a little movie, to be honest.
Shout out to the legend.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm saying niggas don't really make it take us to make movies like that nowadays because they really not making movies like that so we can really watch it. If they do, they don't make it right. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Look, and Shaka King, he the director, man. Like he really wanted to make sure that he touched on the movie right. Like I watched this man really be serious, down to earth, but serious about our culture and our people when it came to shooting this movie. Is like even me, I was putting my input in and I could have got kicked off the set for talking out of turn. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, look, man.
Damn.
Y'all, I'm like, this is what I had to say at one point. So I'm like, look, I had one of my peoples with me, and they gave him a wig, right? And this wig looked at like Jerome's wig from Martin, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, look, I said, y'all keep putting these wigs on people, but y'all act like it wasn't bald-headed men in these times, like how Shaft and all them was. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was men that was bald in this time. So my man was a bald-headed man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, y'all can't keep on throwing hair on people when it was all kind of shit back then. So when they called up to the AD and told the AD, like, hey, this guy down here said this, and she like, hey, yo, he made a point. He's making a point. And you for somebody to actually higher up on the scale to be like, hey man, we gonna take his advice, take that wig from him. Matter of fact, bring them down to the set. You feel what I'm saying? This is how I start really getting my niche in on this movie, because I end up opening my mouth, because continuity mean a lot. If you're gonna tell the story, tell it how it is. Don't
sugarcoat it.
Fabric. You know what I'm saying? So don't have certain people looking crazy. Like, it was bald-headed men around this time that was walking around with the whole bald. You feel what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So when you see the movie and you see the first scene, you will see my man's he bald. Like, you know what I'm saying? I made them take the wig away from him because it's like, dude, you gonna have him looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let's represent our people the right way. Because if you don't, then it's gonna be some cheesy shit, and then here goes somebody being able to talk about black brothers that didn't do it right, and they did it. They really did it right. They really did it right, man. I commend those brothers. Like, I don't know, Charles King, Shaka King, Benita Allen. She's an assistant director for Warner Brothers, but she's from Europe, man. I love the lady's life. She's good. I was around a lot of people who knew what they was doing, man. And just to be on these Hollywood sets now, it's like, it's a different thing, man. It's a real different thing.
It is dope though. And the way you make it kind of sound like Tupac. Is like kind of how he did his shit with the rapping. and then he kind of mixed it up with the acting, and both of them really worked for him. And one hand scratched the other with both careers. So you can really dangle that shit to work for you. Just how you
had the soundtrack going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep. So, you know, and even with that, like I've been to college, you know what I'm saying? I got a little business degree and stuff, and I try to learn how to, you know, better ways to how to work the business, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure that I get to a point where I'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, jump back and forth and, you know what I'm saying, flourish both of them situations. And even doing this movie, that's the type of person I am in real life. Like when they say I'm a revolutionary, man, like I'm always for my people. So it was a deeper situation shooting this movie. It was way more deeper to my heart shooting this movie. I walked away
more
from this
passionate.
movie. Yeah. So like it's a movie that's coming out called Cherry, and it got the boy from that plays Spider-Man in the Marvel movies now. And it's about a white boy from Cleveland who went to the military, and then when he got back, you know what I'm saying, the government didn't take care of him, so he started robbing banks.
See, that's hard too, for real.
Yeah,
right?
That's hard.
And that movie was getting shot at the same time. That movie was getting shot at the same time we were shooting Judas and the Black Messiah. So for me to go from an all-black set about our people and go to that set and it was nothing but white people, and not, you know, I don't got nothing against white people and shit like that. It was like, it was a different situation. It seemed like a more uptight situation going on them sets, and you know what I'm saying, and shooting the stuff I did when I went and shot that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And that movie come out soon, and like I was an extra in that movie, and you'll never be able to see me because I was in like a parade scene. You feel what I'm saying? So that scene was like too big for you to ever even spot anybody who was extra in that movie. You know what I mean? But I try to make sure that I get my credits. I get my credits. You know what I'm saying? Because your resume mean a lot. Your credits is just as good as money in film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff coming up. It's a lot of stuff coming up.
Sound like a busy man for real.
Is it harder than like? Was it harder for you to catch on with the acting than with the music? You know what I mean?
With the acting, it seemed a lot easier because it's all about looking. So when you going for a project, your look mean a lot.
Right.
It's a quicker situation when it's like acting. It's like yay or nay. Like, do you got this look for this part that you're trying to, you know, or do you got the look that you're looking for? When it comes to music, it's like you really got to display your talent and what can you do that's not like everybody else is trying to do the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I come from a situation where I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned when it comes to the artistry. You know what I mean? When it comes to when I do music, I be like, hey, look, is we gonna do music that's cool for your ears, or is we gonna really rap? Because when I do music, when I'm spitting, I really rap.
It's real.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And you know, the faction that I come from, we be going crazy. So that, you know, I think the film is a little bit easier, but I think the more you go up the ladder, the situations start to get a little
harder.
Harder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm starting to notice that.
Yeah.
Bag get bigger too, though.
Without saying too much, I'm starting to notice that.
But the bag get bigger.
Yeah. You know, more politics when that bag bigger.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. This is why when people was like, yo, when you did this movie, how much? I say, hey, I love Warner Brothers, man. I got paid off this movie. I kept going to the mailbox, and it was like three checks at a time every time I went to the mailbox and to get checks from this movie that's out now.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying? And I was happy. Like when I did White Boy Rick, like it was like it's kind of like chump change. And I was a crackhead.
That was hard. That you know what I mean? Just to be in something like that, you know, that's like going to the movies for real. Like
Yeah.
that's the type of level of movie. That's what type of energy they put into it.
And see, I don't limit myself to the type of film that I do. So like I was a star in this movie called Unjust, but the movie is like it's more like a public service, more so about police brutality. And it was before the George Floyd situation happened. So this woman who wrote this story, her name is Chantel Richards. She wrote this story and it foretold what was gonna happen to this man. You feel what I'm saying? And then it happened. And in time, she didn't get to put the movie out because I'm like, yo, I know how business run. Like, we don't want to make it seem like we capitalizing off this situation, even though you foretold this. It was still a good public service. You know, it was like a good public service movie. And you know that's something that's 2020 that I was the lead role in. I got my credits for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not you know, I kind of don't limit myself to what, like, I ain't going far out. Like, you ain't about to degrade me for no roles. I'm not doing that. I'm not selling out for no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We just not doing that. I know how to get through the game when it comes to that. We just not even about to play them cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I learned from the greats who just was like, hey, none of that shit. We not doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got sons to raise. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing none of this shit because at the end of the day, I'm not going to degrade or belittle myself or sell out because my sons got to watch what I do. And I don't want my sons to think that's okay, to think it's cool to business-wise let somebody else degrade them as a black man. So it's just certain shit that we'll not do.
Right, real shit.
Ahead of time. You know what I mean?
I feel it. I feel it. Now, when you started with the acting, at this time when you started acting, did you have any projects out?
No, not acting wise. No. My mentor, she just pulled me in like, yo, it's something that I want you to do and I think you would be good for. Like, you was the perfect look. So when she told me to come, I thought she was talking about a movie. When I got there, she like, hey, yo, this is theater. And I'm like, whoa. At first, I'm like, I don't think I could do this. You know what I'm saying? And she like, dude, you on stage. I done watched you at many shows. Your crowd control is crazy. So I don't think you got a problem with being on stage. Like, and I'm just like, hey, this is a different situation. Like, this is a different type of situation. I don't know. But once she brought me in and I started to do it and the right training she gave me, man, it was like, it was a go. You know, of course you go get the nervousness and all that other shit that you usually get, you know what I mean? But
right.
Before too long, it was like I had already adapted to the situation and mentally what she was teaching me and things like that. You know what I mean?
Like, you already been there.
Right. And she like, well, you already been there because you always be in front of the camera musically. So you take that and you put it here. You know what I'm saying? She like, because when you on camera, you don't be seeming like you be nervous or nothing. Just apply that to here. So, you know, I did that. And, you know, we was good with it. You know what I mean? But she taught me a lot along the way. And then when I broke off from her to try to do my own thing, a lot of times they say the people that's dear to you, they come back full circle. So once I started, you know what I'm saying, getting up in things that I was doing, I had to go back to her and say, okay, so look, I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for you. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to come on as management. I need that. You feel what I'm saying? And she was open arms with it. You feel what I'm saying? Because, and I trust her because she know the game. She know the game. You know what I mean? And I never was going to leave her behind or no shit like that. And, you know, she like, I had to let you go on your own to see what you needed to see. You know what I'm saying? But when you genuine, that come full circle and it's like, I can't take this next step without you being there. I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still, you know, it's when you do the right things when it comes to business too, it make you go further too. You know what I mean?
Right.
It ain't always about you, you know, trying to do an audition and stuff like that. It's about who you know and who you got behind you too, and how you look when it comes to a brand. Because when you promoting yourself, you promoting the business. When you going to these auditions, you promoting your business just as well. You know what I mean? And your professionalism gotta equal your talent too. You know what I mean? It don't
Yeah.
a lot of people's talent don't have to be 100% because a lot of people put people in opportunities to see them grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you are, a lot of people be, you know, they be like, oh, I got it. I 100% got it. I be telling a lot of people, hey, you know, if you 100% got it, man, you really kind of go get looked over because what growth can somebody see in you?
So I got a question, right? Desi Banks with him doing all of the skits, you know, every other day, putting them on YouTube or whatever platforms. When you constantly make videos like that, what that just make other that just building up your resume, that's making other people look at you.
Yep, absolutely. See, now this is the thing with Desi. See, and I'm trying to get with him and Daphne's friends. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get with both of them. You feel what I'm saying? Because and this is why they got a branding situation. They got something that caught fire and they knew how to brand off of it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So then they not the type of people that's selfish. You feel what I'm saying? So they start to collab with different people to help people, to help everybody else's buzz come up too. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just that. Like when you go ahead, just like I said before, when you really respecting the culture and you ain't being big-headed and you ain't got one of them dumbass egos, you be able to see everybody flourish because they flourish by collaboration. Even after they didn't grew their own platform, like even my homegirl Just Hilarious. You feel what I'm saying? She do her thing, right? But she wasn't collab.
All the like Facebook funny, yeah, I know he's dark skinned.
Right, but she started collabing with people now and doing certain stuff. So you know, it helped other people's platform. When cross platforming is probably the biggest form of promotion that you can get to. You know what I mean? When you can promote your situation and promote somebody else's situation, and y'all both is benefiting off of the situations, and it's always progressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Getting the best of both worlds.
So I just seen a skit with Desi and Daphne, and I'm like, dang, here they go again, but they silly together. You know what I'm saying? And they create a type of buzz. You got the little homie down there in Atlanta, Mr. Hotspot.
Yeah.
He be messing with everybody. He be messing with everybody. You feel what I'm saying? And when he collaborating with everybody, look at everybody's buzz going up. Everybody
scratching each other back, dog.
That's all you got. That's all the game is about. For real now.
Yeah.
It's necessary though.
It's enough money for everybody.
Right. Networking and relationships.
I ain't gonna say it ain't enough money because
I said it is.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
It is, man. If you come down here and see how big this shit Tyler got built, bro, you'll be like, God damn.
Listen, look, I'm waiting to come down there to see it. I need to see it.
Man,
I got a homie. His name is Davis.
Type shit.
Yeah,
he's a great actor. His name is Davis Aguilar. He's one of my Puerto Rican brothers, and he's from Cleveland. He ended up getting signed to Tyler Perry, man, to do the show called The Oval that they did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was proud of him because I'm like, hey man, I didn't watch my dude grow. From sitting in early high school classrooms clowning with this dude, and then I'm watching this dude on Lifetime movies, doing the Ohio lottery, on this show, on that show, and then Tyler Perry signed him to the Oval, and he's still signed with Tyler Perry now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, yo, I got to get down on that lot. Somebody need to walk me. Look, it's all about somebody. I don't know where to go when I get down there, right? Somebody walk me to that lot. I'm going to get a job on the acting side on that lot. And whoever walked me to that lot, the rest of their life, they good because they took me to that lot. That's how real I am. You feel what I'm saying? And I know that. I'm just waiting for my opportunity to be able to, take time away and go down there to that lot. Cause I know I'm guaranteed to get a job with. That's what I want to do. I want to go get a job on one of Tyler Perry shows. Let me show you. Let me show you what I can do one time. Even if it's one time, that one time mean a lot when it comes to credits. You feel what I'm saying? It mean a lot, but it also can start a relationship where it might can change my life. You know what I'm saying? I'll be all for my kids. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I be on. I'm willing to put in the work, but that's one of my goals on my list. I gotta get down to Tyler Perry Studios. I gotta go down there and show them this work.
Man, that nigga be working, bro. Every time, like when you go on the west side or whatever, you'll see that shit blocked off or whatever. He got Wi-Fi all through the hood because that's exactly where the Medea house is over. The Medea house is on the west side, but the Tyler Perry Studios, I think that shit it's on the it's on like the south. You know what I mean? But that bitch so big. Man, that bitch like Universal Studios, man. I'm like, damn, bro, this black man really did some shit, bro.
And putting everybody on. Everybody on.
He definitely is. He keeping it black. He keeping it black.
He keeping it black all the way.
He keeping it more, to me, he kind of keeping it more black than Spike Lee.
And man, listen.
And that's a big statement.
I ain't never go hate on Spike. It's just that, hey, man, he started production companies and he gave people jobs, man. But one thing that he could have did before Tyler ever came in the game is he could have started his own lot a long time ago, man. And he just didn't.
Because he been at that money, man.
He got long money.
Yeah. So he should have definitely did that. And for Tyler to get the money like that so fast and be able to do it, that just show you his hustle was tremendous because come on, man.
He went retarded.
Yeah. He's a good businessman. He's a good businessman. He's a good businessman. And I respect that. That's why I would love to go down there and get a situation and do some business down there. Like
that's why I tell niggas all the time, bro. When it come down to that black excellent shit down here, when they be talking about black people trying to extend the hand and pull you in, that shit is serious. The motherfuckers see your work ethic and see your grind, dog. You don't know who watching you.
Right.
Real shit. Yeah.
We under a minute. Episode about to get ready to end. So once again, we appreciate you for stopping and
man.
I appreciate the love,
pull up and give us your story about whatever you got going on anytime you ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all love, dog.
Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely mess with you guys, man, on everything, man. That's much love, man.
All right, my nigga, you take it easy, dog.
Likewise, man. God bless y'all, man, and be safe.
For sure.
All right.
One.